Well, I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. And if you know me, you know that this is not a normal looking little setup I got here going on. As a matter of fact, right now, my internet is off. It went off like right before we got ready to start. Like I dropped out of the picture and it was gone. But we are not gonna let this get us down. You know why? Because that's why you have a backup, baby. If you have a professional career, you better back it up. Okay, so now that we already got all that out of the way and we got everything, we're going to be talking about self love with Wendy Nachtman. What's up, girlfriend? How are you?
Yeah, yeah. How are you? I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you
I'm
so
getting ready to tell somebody
much.
off. They talk about what happened.
Hey, that's okay. You know what? Like you said, we're going to make this happen. Perseverance,
We're
right?
gonna make this happen because we need this. I need this. We need to do self love. So with that in mind, tell me about who you are and what you do and what we are going to focus on mostly today.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me on your show. For this live podcast. I think I love being a part of this. And my name is Wendy Nachtman. Am really excited actually because I just recently launched my second business, which is Dynamic Expressions. And I basically, I want to say, help individuals to really experience shifts in their mindset. And really, it's all done through what I call the pixie dust experience. And
Okay.
you might say, "What? What is that?" But the truth is, if you ever think of Tinkerbell, you know, she always had that pixie dust. And what were your thoughts? The more you thought of happy thoughts, the higher you can fly.
Mm-hmm.
So I base my programs all based around that thought process.
Sweet. So, being that we all have this complex about ourselves, what we don't like, what we don't see, who we are, they're not liking ourselves. In your experience, where does that normally stem from?
Really, your mindset. And also, I think the most important thing that we can do, Yaya, in our own mindset is, really embrace who we are, embrace where we are in our strengths right now and in our weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And when we concentrate on that, not only is it going to help us to have better results, really, not only in health and weight loss, but in all areas of our life,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to enrich you as an individual and also relationship with others.
Right, right. So being that it stems from just let's talk about media. A lot of people say it stems from media, about the magazines that we see, and just the whole thing of the way you should look in retrospect to the way you really do look. I mean, why is it that when I look in the mirror, I don't really always like what looks back at me?
Well, again, I think you just said it is, we have so many, the media is really, horrible from the standpoint that, you must be in a bikini body, you must be a size 0 to be beautiful and to feel beautiful. And, the truth is that that's false. It's a false thought process. You can be a size 20 and you can be beautiful in your own body. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's for you or for us is really to, clarify for ourselves and accept ourselves, really know that we are worthy of love and having that love and that respect just the way you are. And I think it's just really important because there is so much negativity out there. Yeah, like you had
Yeah.
said, just the media alone,
Mm-hmm.
is horrible, for self-image.
Right. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And let's talk about that. How do we begin self-love? I mean, there's got to be a beginning because literally this has got to be the end.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know what? I think there's things that we can do. One we just talked about is accepting yourself, embrace yourself, know all your strengths, all your weaknesses. That's number one. And then number two is clarify your purpose. Okay. Really know what your own definition of success is. And if it's, if it's knowing your body and your weight, might be a goal at what you're striving at, then ask yourself, what does that look like to you? Not to anybody else, not to the media, but define that answer for yourself. And you know what? And your answers can change over time. So it's not going to be one specific answer. But you know what? Define that, write it down, jot it down, and look at it every day. Mm-hmm. And then really is talk yourself up from there. How do you speak to yourself? Choose words that are encouraging and uplifting. I mean, use your internal dialogue to build that confidence and manage your emotions. And because let's face it, it is so easy to beat ourselves up, but it takes work to actually turn that around and to actually think about, okay, I really need to talk myself up, mm-hmm. And then, mm-hmm. One other step we could do is, as well as offer forgiveness for yourself. Have gratitude for where you're at. Let go of any past mistakes that you've made and move on. Take any decisions that you regret and turn them into opportunities that you can learn. And do that whenever possible and resolve things immediately in your life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's easy said than done, though. Is there like steps that we can follow to actually get ourselves on the right track? Because I find that one day I'm really good at it. One day I'm like, yes, I'm good. Oh, I'm all good. I feel it. The next day I'm like, girlfriend, you don't even know. You just like, I don't know what was wrong with you yesterday, but it is not working today. You are terrible today. What happened? So is there something that we could tell ourselves every day? Is there some kind of a way that we can kind of enter into that at a daily day until we believe it ourselves? Because we are beautiful. Everybody's different. There's no one that's supposed to be the same, unless you're a twin. And even then you're not always the same. So tell me.
Well, you know what? I think the most important thing that we can do, Yaya, is really, this might sound really simple, but it really is simple, is write everything down every day that you're doing. Write it down from the moment you wake up till right before you go to bed in the evening. And that is your first step. Okay. So it's taking that step, and then, some of the strategies that I had just, mentioned, and, really accepting yourself and clarifying your purpose. And then, think positive, looking at the bright side and being able to laugh at yourself, is going to make you more lovable towards yourself, right? Mm-hmm. It's also going to really help you to manage the stress and deal with difficulties and, the circumstances that come in around you. And I think, it's making that change, that initial change, and, and then really putting action. And, there's the steps are just really, doing that every day, is really is going to be some of the first steps that you're going to do. And I know you might some people out there might be like, what, but it's really defining all of this for yourself.
Right, definitely. Brian Parker asked, does your looks affect your purpose? Do people even explore their purpose?
Oh, well, Brian, thank you for asking that question. I think that's actually a really good question. I think that absolutely your looks are going to, I'm not going to say they're going to affect your purpose, because your purpose is your internal, what's inside your internal core. But with that said, I think looking after your body and how you look and how your appearance looks will actually, what do I want to say? Will affect you physically, how you feel about yourself. Does that answer your question, Brian?
I hope so. I hope that answers the question. You know, a lot of people have been told that they're not good looking, that they are ugly, in fact, and they began to believe that. Is there really truly an ugly person in the world, or are we all just beautiful in our own way? And is that cliche?
You know what? Cliche. You know what I say is everybody has a bikini body, okay?
Hey.
Everybody has a bikini body, and you don't listen to those words. Pick people that you're with wisely, okay? Surround yourself with family and friends who encourage and support you, because you want to definitely cultivate those relationships with really the same people that are sharing your same goals and really love you for who you are. It's going to help you to be validated and engage, in those same goals and conversations, rather than, being told, and we are being told that every day, that, we can't, we have to have that bikini body. And that's not true. Love yourself where you are. You are beautiful.
I hear that. Let's talk about the mental aspect here. Let's talk about how, sometimes all that is good. All that is great. It is. It truly is good. It's truly great that we can begin to do all these things. But mentally speaking, why do we sway away from it on a daily basis? Why do you know what I mean? I'm kind of like one day up, one day down kind of thing. Why is that?
Well, I think it's just really immersing yourself into your own belief system. I mean, I'm going to be honest. We all have our days. There's no such thing as perfect. Okay. We all have, I mean, what we need to do in life, and something that I've learned to do is, we have to match our emotions for the day. So if you wake up and you have high emotions and you're, like say you're, like just fire, there's fire within you. Match your day to match those emotions, if that makes sense. So look at it from a business standpoint. If you have this fire inside of you, you may not want to be sending out emails, right? You're going to maybe want to do a podcast that's going to get a message out to all of your listeners.
Right.
But from feeding your mind and from the mindset, I think that there's things that you can do to help with this is, immerse yourself in nature. Okay. Calm your mind down. Allow yourself to, really have that time for yourself, and, turn off gadgets. These are things, these are noises in our mind that, really don't help us. Write down your life priorities, foster your passion and dreams. These are all things that are going to help you in your mindset if you consistently, and here, I have to tell you, this is something that has to be done every day. Okay. The mind is a powerful thing, and we must work on our mindset every day.
That's important, very important to work on that every single day. When you get up out of bed, is it important to have that positive outlook before you even wake up? Should you how would they say, some people get out on the wrong side of the bed? Should you purposely try to get out on the right side of the bed every day?
Absolutely. Here, and this is everybody is a little bit different. For me, I will say that, meditation, and there's many forms of meditation, but I believe in, meditating in the morning, or, some people might say praying. I'm a firm believer on doing that before, really when you're waking up and before you go to sleep, because we're always having that, we're programming our mindset and our subconscious mind, because when we're sleeping, really our subconscious mind is actually still moving. So I'm a firm believer on that. And I think that it can be done.
Right. I love it. So Mark Goudreau, and I don't get all of these. I'm kind of looking at my phone here, because I want to make sure that I'm getting it. Sometimes I get these messages and they come through really well, and sometimes they don't. I have to go to my phone. Mark Goudreau says, I don't love myself. What can Mark do to begin to love himself?
I would say, Mark, you want to begin with forgiving yourself for even really, you want to come into a place where you just offer forgiveness to yourself, because you know what, you are uniquely made, and you know you have a lot of gifts, talents, abilities, and capabilities inside of yourself. And what I would say to you is, is start looking and recognizing and raising your emotions up to tell yourself, talk yourself up, how you're speaking to yourself, tell yourself, you know what, I love myself. Look at the positives that you're doing in your life and start working towards that. And you know what, you will start to love yourself. And I just want you to know that you're a beautiful person.
Mm-hmm. So Jamar, I mean, someone like that who they don't love themselves, they're having issues with believing in themselves. Should they get attention? Should they get help? What should they do?
Well, I think there is different aspects. Yeah. I feel if their emotion is like a very heavy emotion where, they're very distraught, or, they're feeling, feelings that, that are really bad feelings, then absolutely. I would recommend absolutely, looking for help. If it's that bad, there's like myself, who offers the coaching one-on-one. You have the people like myself that can offer that. But if the emotions are that deep where, you feel like you're really rooted within heavy emotions, then yes, I would seek professional help at that point.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because I'm not a doctor. So,
right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things that we could talk about. Self-love is something that a lot of people would think would go into the category of being stuck up. You just stuck up. How about that? What is that? I mean, can't you be confident in yourself and love yourself and be like, oh, I love me, and not be stuck up? I mean, why do people call you stuck up?
Well, I think we all have egos.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, we all have egos, and and that's okay. But the truth is, when you hear someone say stuck up, it's just an opinion of somebody else. And that's why I always say, surround yourself with people that that are going to uplift you. Yes, you're going to, there's people out there that will, gossip and, all of those things. But, don't listen, just walk away. I know it's harder, it's easier said than done to walk away from that, right? But I think that, it's just important to recognize, being stuck up. I mean, to me, lay the ego down, the ego down. I guess that would be the best thing to say. And, like I said, you're always going to have people that, that there is people out there that will always be negative. And there's people out there that, that's just their own perception, and don't let their perception be a perception that's yours.
That's so important to understand, and so important to know. Self-love, I truly believe that it begins with you rejecting how would I say, rejecting what people would put in the magazines, what people would put in, an article about bathing suits, how you should be, where you should be at this point in your life. Do you think that that's a good way to begin as well?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we have a responsibility in life. We have our own lives. We are really we can design our lives, by taking that responsibility. And what I would say is, we have an obligation to ourselves to, protect our health, protect our well-being, and make those positive changes, whatever those changes may be, about our, within ourselves. So yes, I think that, self-love is understanding, and having compassion for yourself. And you know what, the truth is, it is neglected, and it's really hard. I will tell you for myself, from my own experience, I had for many years, I was so hard on myself. I mean, I was mean. I was really mean to myself. And, you know, and it really, I had to forgive myself, you know, I think for, you know, just there's more roots to that, you know, what maybe it was regrets in my life, you know, whatever it may be. I had to really come to fruition with all of those things to really understand, I'm worthy of self-love. You know, I've got to have that compassion for my own body, and for me to love myself. And, you know, sometimes it takes years to get to that place. And it is self-love, like you said. There's so many different ways and topics around self-love today. And, you know, I know I'm just kind of, you know, touching on different things too, but, you know, there's a lot of absolutely, you know, good topics out there on that, and people need to hear it, because I think there's a lot of neglection out there, you know, regarding self-love too. So
yeah, definitely. And I do have something up here. Where is it? It says here, what makes you different makes you beautiful. And it's right up here. It kind of reminds me every day of why I do what I do, and not to listen to the naysayers and the people who put you down, you know, and then that makes you put yourself down, and it's a whole spiral. Wow.
It is.
You know, what other advice do you give people when it comes to loving themselves that we can leave them with today?
Oh boy. Brighten up. I would say brighten up, brighten yourself up. You know, I guess I would say, put energy into yourself. You know, make that change today. Consistently focus on your physical self, your intellectual self, your mind. Do something that you've longed to do. Be adventurous. Go spend some time in nature to calm down your whole being, and recognize that time is of the essence. There's no time like the present. That, I think that would be it.
Wow. And where can people find you? Because I didn't put it on the banner today. I think I'm going to go ahead and type it in. Where can people find you?
Yes, my website is www.wendynachtman.com. So it's WendyNachtman.com.
Oh, goodness. It's just yourname.com, right? Because
it is.
I'm looking at your name. So yourname.com. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. You know what? I guess I should have looked at that right there. Sorry.
It's yourname.com. I wanted to make sure. So
myname.com.
And so you just go ahead and go there. If you feel like you need to talk with her, or if you talk to someone, if you feel like you need that coaching, definitely get with a coach, someone who can help you. We talked about self-love today. If you have any additional questions, I'm always monitoring the site, and Wendy knows exactly where my sites are, so she can answer the questions as well. And you can also go to her website, like I said before. Wendy, thank you so much for coming on this series and being here and talking about self-love. I appreciate you, girlfriend.
I appreciate you too. Thank you so much, Yaya. You have a great day. Thank you for having me.
We did it. And I did it with no internet.
That is amazing.
We're going to get it done. We get it done. This is how it works.
I like it.
No excuses. And it's okay. And sometimes you just got to make exceptions to the rule.
Absolutely.
All right.
Are we still live?
We're still live, and we're getting ready to stop. And you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond, and Wendy Nachtman. You can get her at her website. So hername.com. It's her name, wendynachtman.com. And we'll be back next week, Monday, at, I believe it's, let me make sure, because I want to make sure, and I don't want to mess up and tell you guys something else. We're going to be back with a different speaker on self-love next week, Monday at 3 p.m. 1 hour earlier, 3 p.m. So tune in, and we're going to get the male perspective of self-love, because we had Wendy today, and that's the female. We're gonna go ahead and get the male aspect of self-love and get that thing in for the men too. Yes,
I like it. That's wonderful.
It is wonderful. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.